2, 1, 0.
I'ma press play every time.
The funny don't stop, so the funny don't stop, hey. The funny don't stop, so the funny don't stop. The funny don't stop, so the funny don't stop. The funny don't stop, so the funny don't stop, hey.
My name is Halo Thomas, and you're listening to the Funny Don't Stop Show.
Hey, what it do, Election Day.
Yes.
Big round of applause, you know what I mean? Yes. I'm your host, Alex Thomas.
I am Sid Brass.
I am Raul.
I'm Betsy Cox.
That's right, and you're watching
The Funny Don't Stop Show.
all day, every day, 365, 24/7, and twice on Sundays.
No doubt.
You know what I'm saying? How you doing, Raul?
Man, I'm doing good, man. I'm out here in the Bay Area right now, man. Just
Yay,
visiting family.
area.
Yeah. So I got out here on Friday, so we've been kicking it, man. It's good.
Okay, what made you go up to the Bay?
Man, the paycheck.
Hey,
Gotta chase
I
that
am
paper.
not mad at it. Hey, man, wherever you
Chase
got to
the
go get
paper.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
paper.
Not mad at that. Said Brass, how you doing, brother?
Man, I'm good, man. Just hyped for Election Day. I got my stars and stripes on. Well, no stripes, but stars, ready to
I
get
see
it
you.
going. See what these election results are going to do and what's going to
Man.
be the status of this country moving forward.
Pretty much.
all
And Betsy Cox, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. Probably better than the man that was mauled by a wild animal in Florida. You don't hear about that.
What?
Dude, I heard something about that. My wife told me something about that. What's going on with Animal Lady? Tell us about it.
You know how these people have these backyard zoos, from that show, the
Tiger, was it Tiger King or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy paid to get mauled by an animal. He paid extra money to go in with a wild animal, which should be absolutely illegal.
Exactly.
And he got mauled. And now, now the world wants us to feel sorry for him. We don't. We don't.
Yes, no. I heard a little bit about that. I heard, to be a little bit more specific, I heard the dude has the zoo in the back of his house,
Yep.
and he charges $150 for 10 minutes to pet his belly, tickle him, play with him, and take a picture. That I heard it's called the Ultimate Animal Experience. And from what I heard, the Black Panther ripped the dude's face off and ate one of his ears in like 2 minutes.
Oh, shit. It was a Black Panther? That was what the animal
It really was a Black
Very
Panther.
rare. They're very rare too. And they're probably going to euthanize the animal now. And, it should be illegal for people to have this. To begin with.
Raul, do you have like a clip of it or like a picture of what he looks like or something?
I think I do. Give me a second.
Dude, from a distance said, like looking at it, oh, beautiful cat. All black, but homeboy, obviously, it must have been lunchtime because he ate half his face, like dead serious.
Well,
you know what
just to
these
let y'all
animals
know,
get-
they drug these animals. They drug them.
Yeah.
So you
For
can-
what?
So that you can go in and pet them. Like any situation where you're walking in and petting one of these animals, the animal is drugged, like shot up with drugs.
Okay, but but that doesn't stop him. He obviously didn't give him enough drugs that day.
Or he came up
Right.
off of it.
Oh, he came up off of it.
Yeah.
He read the bottle wrong. Oh, damn, it was supposed to be 30 minutes before the petting. Jesus.
Yeah, I got the video right here, man.
Okay.
Check it out.
Photos show a victim's bandaged head and ear after he was mauled by a black leopard. This bloody attack happened in an enclosure behind this Davie home. The man who lives here, Michael Paggi, has a Facebook page saying he runs a sanctuary for rare and endangered animals. Investigators say Paggi charged 50-year-old Dwight Turner $150 for a, quote, full contact experience with his black leopard to, quote, play with it, rub its belly, and take pictures. Says once the man walked inside the enclosure, the leopard attacked. The injury so severe, the report says the man's scalp was, quote, hanging from his head, and his right ear was torn in half.
It's an epic battle.
Shit.
I'm trying not to laugh,
This
but
said
when he
his
said
head was hanging.
Yeah.
and when he said full contact, that's pretty
Yeah.
full contact.
Damn, that's
Yeah,
You know,
it don't get no more
I-
full contact than that.
Yeah.
I've been to sanctuaries. They don't let you anywhere inside, no matter how much you pay. You
So
are
Betsy,
not.
yeah.
so
My
Betsy,
question
as
is,
much
did he
as
get his
okay,
money
you asked
back?
it. Yeah, you
Did
go
he get his
say.
money back? That was my question to the group. Do you think he
He's
got his money
suing.
back?
Hey, yeah.
He's
You
so.
shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be able
And I heard the dude's he's been doing it for years. He's got monkeys, he's got giraffes, he's got all kind of stuff in his backyard. I guess he's like the bootleg Tiger King,
Yeah.
but still. But my question to you, Betsy, is you being an animal connoisseur, you are the animal lady on this show. Would you do that? I mean, do you love animals that much? Is there a price? Is there like would you pay money to go take a picture and pet his belly for 10 minutes?
You know, I would, first of all, I would crumble down and die to be able to be that close to a wild animal. But I would absolutely never do it because it's not natural to their nature.
Right.
And like they are meant to be wild animals. They are carnivores. They're not like humans going, I'm a carnivore. Where's my fork and knife? Like,
Right,
that's
right.
a human. I'm a carnivore. Then rip a wild animal apart and eat it if you're a carnivore. Okay?
And it's really a tough call because you want to go that's messed up that an animal is about to get killed and euphemized now when that wasn't his fault that you put that dude in this cell with him. You get what I'm saying?
Listen, my dog bites. I'll let y'all know. My dog bites.
Thank you for letting us know.
You're welcome. If you want to go out with my dog, enter at your own risk.
That is good that you're honest because most people, they'll have pit bulls. Oh, he's such a he wouldn't
he
hurt a
doesn't bite.
fly.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's the nicest. Okay, can you explain the blood coming out the corner of his mouth? Explain that to me. You know, the
So,
foam
Betsy,
coming out his mouth.
Does that make you evil in itself? Whether if they are a killer or not, does it make you even reevaluate the fact that should we be domesticating animals?
Well, dogs have been domesticated since for so many centuries. I mean, I think that's just a no-brainer. But all you have to even when you have a cat, it's gonna bite and it could bite and attack you. It's
any animal.
It's a carnivore.
I don't care how much you train it and tell me he's trained. No.
Yeah, a cat absolutely will whack you. A cat will whack a dog.
Yeah. So shouldn't we just let the cats go free? Let the dogs live free, like in a natural state. Why not? Why are we domesticating them?
You know, it's hard because cats will populate times millions, and then they take out the bird population, and the population of things that they take out cause problems. Like
they'll take out the rats. That's one thing. They'll definitely just put them in New York City. Let them live up on the subway.
Them rats are like pit bulls too, though.
Oh my God!
Did you guys see that group of people in New York that take their dogs out to hunt mice and kill mice on the street? Because
wow. See. Okay, Betsy, listen to me. Let's save that for the next show. When you come up with interesting stuff like this is why you're the dog lady. I ask you. See. You said, did we see it? No, we didn't see it.
We're not in the loop.
Thank you. You are here to show us those people.
Right.
Just like you told me last week that you collect rats in your backyard. I bet y'all didn't know that. Did you know that, Sid?
Hold on. You collect rats?
Did you know that, Ro?
You got a catcher.
You know your girl Betsy got a rat collection in her in the back of her house.
They carry all kind of diseases and infectious stuff, right? Why were we messing around with wild rats?
No, I'm not playing with them, said I humanely trap them, and then I keep them in the little metal box, and then I put them in a box, and then I take them out to the wild, and I grab a handful of peanuts, and I throw the peanuts straight forward, and in the wild, I'll let the rat out, and it has food for the day, and then it can figure its life out in the wild. And
I remember that story. In 1619, it was some explorers that went to this land called Africa, right? And they saw these people that they thought was indigenous.
And they threw peanuts one way. And
they trapped them and put them in a boat. And they were in this humane enclosure. And they took this boat ride, right, for 20 years. And then they landed in this land. And then they forced the language upon them, right?
And you can keep going for another 400 hours with that all the way up. And then what happened, an election came up in 2020, and it was a thing called Black Lives Matter. Dude, that's hilarious. That's the fact. So let's get on. Speaking of election, today, you guys, is election day here in the United States of America. I'm going to start with you, Raul. What's your feeling, brother? Where we at, man? Well, I mean, we got we're a couple hours away. What's the deal?
I just hope people don't act crazy out here, man. Regardless of who wins, man. Like I said, at the end of the day, we need to be civil about this stuff, man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was at a grocery store just earlier today, man. I just see, I got two hillbillies talking behind me, just looking for the liquor. Talking about we're gonna celebrate tonight,
Pre-gaming, almost like it's almost like it's a what's the shit before football games? Tailgating.
Tailgating.
They are tailgating.
Wait, because who do they think's gonna win?
Well, I mean, they sounded pretty confident that the DT was gonna win.
Betsy, you must have not heard the first word Raul said. He said hillbillies.
Right.
So hillbillies goes with the word Donald Trump. Okay.
This is so crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy because because the guy at the register was like an Asian dude. It was me, Mexican, and then like the two hillbilly dudes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of looking at the Asian dude like, man, if it goes down, we stick together.
Yeah. Or have your ass at the house.
No, sir. Nope. Now it's always we got to stick together when they shit get looted, right? When the Asian and Korean stores get looted.
Yeah, man.
What's your feeling, Sid? What do you think is gonna happen tonight, man?
Man, like I said, I'm in the field working every day, so I've been feeling this pressure build up over the past few weeks. Last week I sent you guys in a group text the video with the Trump supporters had the streets cut off. I had never seen a life-size American flag with the picture of Donald Trump in the middle of the flag.
Oh, that was custom. That was custom.
Yeah, they got a custom built one. I was riding down 405. And
put it this way, I wouldn't put it past that they're trying to pass a bill if he gets elected to put his face on the American flag. Dude, if that happens, dude.
Yeah,
it's over. I'm out of here, bro.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah, I was on a 405 on Sunday, and I saw a Trump caravan just happened to be on a 405 going north. And man, they were running people off the roads, just kind of swerving their cars, honking their horns.
Same thing they did in Texas with the Biden bus.
Literally on a 405 going north. I said, dude, I got to get out of here. It's gonna be interesting to ask you a question, but I think everybody should just be safe. Hopefully, people go out and vote. It's still time to go out and vote if you're registered to vote.
Is it time? That's a good question because right now it is almost 3:30 here on the West Coast. Certain cities, the polls close at different times. I know that much. The thing that I'm really confused on right now, and maybe one of you, Betsy, said, maybe somebody can explain how they call this election day, but they're saying that we might not get the answer tonight. They're still being counted. We might not know the Friday. What? Why do they say today is election day if we might not get the answer tonight?
You got it, Betsy.
Betsy,
I know last year we usually get it the next day, but with this situation, I don't think we're going to be getting the answer for a while.
Well, it depends on how close it is, Alex. What happens is you have a lot of people that cast their ballot either yesterday or people that cast their ballot today by mail. So what you're going to have is a lag of votes, not just the people that voted on today, but you got the people that mailed in their votes. And so there's been so many mail-in votes. Man, don't quote me on a number. I meant to write it down. Is it it's 9 million or something like that already?
All I know is we're close to 100 million voters, and this is the first time in the history of the United States of America that almost 100 million people voted. And you know what that tells me? That tells me that obviously we don't know. I'm just going to throw out a random off the top of my dome number. I would have to say 80% of that is Democrats. Because I feel like as a Republican, people that are Republicans, I feel like it's instilled in them. Right when they turned 18, they started voting. Their parents, their grandparents did that. I have to say us. When I say us, I mean minorities. I just feel like that was not something that we did until Obama came around. And now with this 100 million number, I feel like 80 million of those are people that look like you and me and Raul and others that never voted before. And I feel like they finally felt the pressure. They finally felt that their voice counts. That's my honest opinion. What do you feel, Betsy?
No, I think Raul voted before this. I think Raul's been voting. I know.
I voted before.
I know.
Well, not Raul, because he's a very smart, intelligent Latino brother. I'm talking on the majority. Same thing with Sid. He's black. I'm black. We voted before, but I'm talking about the dope dealer down the street, the cartel member, the dude that's a pimp, the dude that's a hustler, the dude that was out in these streets. I feel like for the first time ever, they got up off their ass to try to make a difference.
My neighbor educated me on voting here in California. I wasn't, and it's not, I think rich people vote and they're told to vote by their parents because they're told, if you want to keep your money and not pay it to the government, go vote.
Very true.
And I think it's a rich people thing. Rich people want to keep their money and afford it, and so they go vote Republican.
Right.
But with that being said, I'm sick of everybody. Like, I'm just being honest. I'm sick of people saying, vote, vote, go vote, go vote. No, go vote if you're voting for Biden. If you're not, sit your ass at home. Like, go vote.
I'm honestly worried, man, because as I'm talking to people out here, believe it or not, it's a lot of people that's really voting for Trump. And they're not all,
it's unbelievable, man.
They're not all Caucasian people, right?
I know.
So I just can't really understand when we start trying to break down policy, these people, they don't really understand.
Did you guys see today? Today was the epitome of somebody reaching. Today was the epitome of this dude is literally spiraling out of control. Please tell me you guys saw Donald Trump bring Little Pump on stage.
Yeah. Classic. I saw it from you. Thank you for posting that.
Wait, can you please show the clip, please, Raul?
Yeah.
Please show the clip. This is the funniest shit I've seen all year long.
He's one of the big superstars of the world, Little Pimp.
Funny. He said Little Pimp. Oh, that is hilarious. You don't even know who he is.
Come up and say something? Come on, Little Pump. Come on up here. Come on up here. Does everyone know who he is? Do you know
Absolutely
how big he
not.
is?
They don't know who he is.
Here.
Those are Village
That's
People
a nice
fans,
hat.
not Little Pump fans. Would have been better off getting Justin Bieber, okay?
20,
You getting Little
20,
Pump,
20.
that was a
Don't forget
swing and a
that.
miss, bro.
And do not vote for Sleepy Joe at all.
That's great. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. That's very nice. Big star. Big star.
Dude, he didn't even know his name. He said it super clear. Give it up for Little Pimp.
Right.
He said Little Pimp. Whoever yelled it to him didn't even know who the fuck he was. Hey guys, you guys know who he is, right? No, those Nebraska, Wyoming ass white people do not know who Little Pimp is. Okay, they don't. They don't. Big star, dude. If that's as good as you could do, that's just how sad. Just more lies. More lies.
Lil Wayne met with him. You saw that.
And that was horrific too. He picked the wrong Negro. I'm sorry. Lil Wayne has no type of political pull with anybody. He drinks and smokes lean all day, and that was the wrong guy. He kind of missed the boat on Lil Wayne. Don't get me wrong. Nothing against Lil Wayne, one of the dopest rappers of all time. But this particular year, to use him as like thinking he's got a voice that Americans are going to listen to, no. Sid, what do you think?
Yeah, I thought it was ridiculous. No, I agree, and I'm one of those people that I like to see the scab pulled off the wound sometimes. So it's like, so you can really know where people are, man. And so like we see Lil Pump, and I like those songs with Lil Pump and Kanye, and I was like, it allows me to see people for who they really are. So I think the one good takeaway that I kind of have for Donald Trump is the people that support Donald Trump, it kind of lets you know either where they are politically, intellectually, or socially. And so on all those scales, you got to like really question, really, what are those people's motives if they can come out and just be proud people to support Donald Trump.
I got to say something real quick before our guest comes in here, and I cannot not say this. We have to say congratulations to the world champion LA Dodgers that just won last week. This is our first show since the championship. And we just can't forget, that is beautiful for LA, beautiful for the city We got 2 world champions in a pandemic. How beautiful was that?
Oh man, it's great.
That was
It's
huge,
great.
man. That was huge.
I'm a huge Dodger fan, man. I know we spoke last week about this,
Yeah.
man. I was just happy to see Kershaw for anything. As a Dodger
Oh,
fan first, but
jeez.
almost a close second for
Yeah.
Kershaw being able to finally get that monkey off his back to be like,
Absolutely.
yo, he's great, a regular season, great regular season
Absolutely.
pitcher. But for him to get like a World Series ring, we're excited for him. I know.
Hey, I'm really into numerology, and I don't know if you guys are. All I know is the Dodgers have won 7 World Series, okay, and the Lakers have won 17 World Series. That equals 24. And you know who that was?
Wow.
Rest in peace. Exactly, Mamba. Rest in peace. Kobe Bryant. I mean, that's just kind of amazing that, that we did it for Kobe this year. I mean, both teams, this whole city was crushed. That it was our year started off with a tragedy, and then boom, we got hit with COVID-19, and I just felt like his spirit was over the Dodgers and the Lakers, and just for the fact that, let's just be real, Magic Johnson is a winner in every aspect of the game, because you got to think about it. This man actually was part owner of the Sparks when they won their championship, part owner of the Dodgers, and they won their championship, and the man won 5 NBA championships as a player. I mean, come on, dude.
Now there you go.
Now there you go. In the words of our boy Savvy Magic Amusing.
You already know.
Oh, man, you on point today, Raul. You
Yes,
killing
sir.
it, Raul.
I love it, Raul. Shout out to Savvy. Savvy's he got a gig this week, so he had to go work. But he's always here with us in spirit, and he'll be here next week. But I believe our guest is in the room right now.
He dropped out the green room. Oh,
I
just
think he
came back.
popped up.
Oh, he just came back. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I got to introduce this man. Not only is he one of my comedy brothers, he is from Chicago. He is extremely funny, one of the funniest dudes on planet Earth. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause, Mr. Rodney Perry in the house. Rodney. Rodney Perry live. Uncle Rodney. I mean, how many different names do you have, bro?
Hey, man, the funny don't stop, first of all. Let's start
Come on now.
Let's start
It don't
there.
stop. It don't stop.
Hey, I said I got to come on here right. I had to get a mic situation together,
Come on, man. You got the lighting it right and everything. What's your hat say?
Backdrop.
Comedy Squares, this little project I was a part of during the pandemic. A lot of people being creative, trying to figure it out and do some stuff. What's up, everybody?
course.
How y'all doing?
Hey, man, these are my friends, Rodney. That our producer right there, Raul. That's my boy, Rodney.
Raul, my friend.
¿Qué pasó?
And of course,
Hola,
that's
my friend.
my friend. And of course, that's the funny, lovely Betsy Cox in the building.
Betsy Cox. I think I followed her on another platform.
Oh, okay. And of course, we have the super brainiac, Mr. Fact Man himself. Another Chicago win, said Brass.
Shot City. What's up?
What's up, Mr. Brass?
That wasn't Black Men Meet, was it? You didn't meet Betsy on Black Men Meet.
I don't think so. It may have been you porn.
Betsy on Fans Only.
Fans.
Oh,
Little do you know, Betsy makes $32,000 a week on Fans Only.
Really?
A week.
I'm in the wrong business. You know there's comedians on Fans Only. Did you know this?
Yeah.
I didn't.
There are comedians and they put exclusive content on Fans Only. And,
So they telling jokes naked?
I don't know. Everybody not naked on Fans
everybody
Only.
not
Apparently.
naked, man.
Oh, well,
Everybody
I've
not
never been. I was under the impression you got to tell jokes with your balls out. I didn't know.
Well, you may have to do that. But
Yeah, just to get extra money.
I haven't shaved mine recently.
Oh, you
For the record.
you said wait. Well, Rodney, you dove into something I was going to ask you later, but since you brought it up, I might as well just get straight to it.
Get straight to it.
Have you been staying busy during this pandemic, and how? Because a lot of people felt like, hey, the world shut down, I shut down. Like, what you been doing, man?
Well, I'm a comedian. This is what I found out, Alex, man. One, that I needed comedy more than I knew. And so you probably like me, I've never been on stage 100 days.
Dude.
in my career.
I just had this conversation yesterday. January will mark 29 years for me doing stand-up. This is the longest in 29 years that I have not been on a stage.
Yes,
What is
sir.
it, 7 months now? 8 months?
Something like that. And so I went like 90, 100 days. And again, man, I didn't know how much I needed it and for my own psyche. And so I started doing stuff online. I had an open mic I put on my Instagram page. I did a few things, and this was one of those projects just to keep my own sanity. And I've been getting back out, man. I did Raleigh Dorm out there at Good Nights. I've done Damon's Room in Chicago. I've done, I got Denver coming up. So I'm taking shows, but you just got to be careful out there, man. But luckily for me, I had the COVID already. So, I don't think I can get it again.
Hey, I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you brought it up.
I did bring it up.
First of all, I've known you 25 years of my life, and I'm so happy that you obviously got the Lord in your life and you stay prayed up.
Oh, they do it.
Hey, man, you're a good man. I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you brought it up, tell us, man, what was the experience like, and how bad was it? How did you get over it? I know it's a story.
So great question. First of all, it's real. COVID is real, and I can say that because I did deal with it. I did have it. It started off with kind of flu-like symptoms, chills, fever, extreme super diarrhea. Oh my God. I boo-booed out stuff I had ate 30 years ago.
Oh no!
I do it one time. It was a GI Joe in there. It was it was crazy time. So it was. Oh my
So
God.
you didn't need a colonic or a colonoscopy. COVID-19 cleared your asshole out.
I found a slinky in there. You know what I mean? So, but all jokes aside, so I spent 14 days in the hospital, but the real work came once I got home because I didn't realize the damage COVID-19 had done to my lungs. I couldn't walk across the room, dude, really. And it took me probably 4 or 5 weeks once I got home to kind of get it all out of my system and get back up and moving.
How long ago, Rodney? So we're going on, 8 months, you guys? 7 months of COVID now?
Yeah.
What month and how long ago was this? Were you in the middle of it all? Was it recently or?
I'm maybe 2 months removed from the first day I got it, and so 14 days in the hospital, then home. I've been home almost a month and a half now.
So did they have you on a respirator and all that?
No, I was never on a respirator, and I knew. Because my mother dealt with some stuff with her lungs, and so once you have a machine breathing for you, it's a bad day.
Nah.
Right.
And so it's very difficult.
You that, Rodney? Did
Ma'am?
they tell you that when you were in the hospital? Did they say the last thing you want to do is have the machine breathing for you?
No, I knew that
already
because my mother had a condition called COPD, which toward the end, that's one of the things they do, and so I knew that in reference to having dealt with her passing, that I didn't want to be on the respirator, and so what they monitor when you go through COVID is your blood oxygen level. Like you're all healthy, Raul said, Betsy, Alex. Right now, you're breathing probably 98 to 100% oxygen right now, just sitting there. And at one point I dipped 88, which is not good. Anytime you deprive your body of oxygen. And so I got through that part, and that's when you probably saw the videos of me in the hospital with the nasal cannula in, is when they start giving me a heated oxygen to kind of break up the COVID out of my lungs. And so that worked, and it took me 14 days to get on room oxygen like normal people. And again, I went home, and that's when the real work started, because you kind of can't sit down with it, and everything in your body when you're sick says lay down somewhere, but COVID kind of multiplies. It's like two Crips, gang banging your blood.
Right. Let me ask you this, Rodney.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, because I know from what I've heard, a lot of people that either got it or in any kind of way, whether it was the asymptomatic people or people that really went through it like yourself, you try to backtrack. Where did I get it? Where was I? Who around me is that something you automatically do? And were you able to get an answer, or you really couldn't do that?
I mean, there are two answers. One, you kind of don't know, because it can incubate for a couple of days. So you track back to the time you knew you were around people, and then you start pointing fingers. Like, I think it was that nasty bitch right there.
Right. I'm glad you said it for me.
Why's it gotta be a bitch? What?
What'd you say, Betsy?
Why is it gotta be a bitch?
And that may or may not have been a female. That may or may not.
I got a massage on the 3rd.
Exactly. Well, you know they got the contact tracing now too, so you know they're gonna be doing a lot of that to go back and reverse through our iPhones. As everybody saw, we just got the new iPhone update.
Right.
They're gonna be tracking everyone's phone, so when somebody gets the COVID, they can go back and reverse and see who you've been in contact with.
Yes and no, but you just don't know, man, because it's so many. It's airborne, so you kind of don't know. You know, you could shake hands, you could be around somebody. I mean, you can take every precaution, wear your mask, and still get it. And so that's the thing. And so we just have to be super careful. Keep your hands clean, keep your face covered, and do your best. But you kind of don't know. So I think I may have gotten it from this one bar I stopped in. And the crazy part about the day, Alex, is my wife was like, "Didn't you just have a COVID scare?" I was like, "Ain't nobody scared of COVID." And I left the house. The next day I was sick as a dog.
Wait, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Is it true, because you brought this up too, and it's something I always want to know. Is it true once you get it, you cannot get it again? Like you're like immune to it?
Yes and no. So what happens is the COVID-19 actually evolves. So the strain of COVID I caught may not even, it may be beyond that now. So I can't get that, but I can get another version of it.
Oh wow.
You know, it's like a sitcom. They write a new one every year.
Yeah. No, it's almost like, and there's levels to the shit.
Indeed.
You know what I mean? It's like there's an entry level, there's a middle of the road level, and then there's the death-defying part. You know what I mean? This is kind of like what they say. Remember when DL got it, right?
Yeah.
But he said that, you know, there was no symptoms. Or
he was asymptomatic. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, how do you? That's scary to me, man. Because
it wasn't just him. All his team got it.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like what happened with Trump. You know, he got it. The whole White House got it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Do you look at it? Speaking of that,
a sneeze could take your ass out.
Huh?
A sneeze could take you out. Hutchin.
That's like an AK-47. Yeah. A loaded AR-15.
Yeah, man.
But my question to you is, I mean, because we're going to be getting into the politics a little later, but it's crazy. I wanted to take you on this ride, but being with you, Rodney, we're friends, and it's like we're comics, and so I'm gonna be all over the place if you don't mind.
Go, man. I'm with you. We rock it.
So, with that being said, with this man knowingly having COVID-19, people around him catching the shit, and for him to say fuck it and still campaign, and still more and more people in the house got it, it's almost like, do you look at him differently? As if like, it's almost like back in the day, remember when we heard, you know, if somebody got AIDS, dude, the last thing you should have been thinking about was sex with anybody, where you can go out and now kill other people.
Yeah.
Did you look at him differently when you found out that the president has it and he just doesn't give a fuck, and he's doing super spreader events? How are you looking at this?
I would like to say that I had held him in higher esteem, but I didn't think of it differently because he was already wilding out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was. But there's a lot of people in this country, black and white, Republican and Democrat, that don't believe in the COVID. They think it's a hoax. You know, I meet black people all the time.
How could you? Do they think people are lying when they say almost 300,000 people have died?
They figure those people was going to die anyway.
No, because remember, yes, there's people that had underlying conditions, but then there's people that were young, healthy, like, you know, went to a house party, went to a get together, and boom. Dead.
Yeah. I'm telling you what they think. I mean, we try to understand and reconcile what people are thinking, but a lot of people just don't believe, man. And it's people like me that's been through it. They go, no, dog, it's real. And I know what I felt was real, and I know that my recovery was real more than anything.
Yeah. Well, that was a beautiful thing, man. I got a question, man, about our ex-president. Please tell me. Hi, Christine Bell. That was an unbelievable story. And the beautiful thing about Rodney, man, it's like, again, me talking to you like a friend, man. It's almost like you can really incorporate that either in your act or you just being an OG in this game and explaining to people out there that need to know somebody that actually went through it. You know, it's almost like when you get guys that went to prison for 25 years and they go to speak to schools to tell the young kids, hey, you don't need to go down the road I went down. The last thing you want to do is be locked up and your cellmate be looking at your booty hole like sugar water. You know what I mean?
Like sugar water?
Like sugar. you want to explain to the youth, don't go down this road. So it's crazy that just kind of adds to your story, Rodney.
Yeah,
and to me, it's going to make you a better, stronger individual.
It really does, man. And you know, I'm not only a COVID survivor, I'm a stroke survivor. And you know, my one of my good friends called me. He said, "Dude," he said, "Man, I really don't like to put this on you, but you might have some other stuff to do." You know what I mean? You might have some spiritual calling. So, I mean, I never felt my mortality, if that makes any sense. I never felt like I was gonna die. You know, I mean, I was going Facebook Live and shit. So it's
that just shows how strong you are, man.
Yeah.
Or how much of an idiot I am.
Well, they always consider us comics as idiots, but you know what? It's like we say on the Funny Don't Stop show. We find the funny in everything.
Well said.
And you are proof of that, because when you said what you said about your diarrhea, I know in that laugh that we all fell out our seat, there's pain in that, but
Absolutely.
It brings other people laughter. And at the same time, you're teaching us a lesson because you've been through it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You know?
And you know, as a comedian, you're always like, you land in the hospital. This is the worst part of COVID. It's highly isolating. Like we're all in our respective places, but after you get up from here, you'll go spend time with your family. I couldn't spend time with anybody.
No, I know, man.
For over like 25, 30 days. And so like,
and that has to be tough for you, Rodney, because you have 39 kids. So that has to be.
I do not have 39 children. I have 6.
That's right. Okay, I'm sorry. I was off a few. But finish what you were saying.
Are you married, Rodney?
I am 24 years.
Wow.
When I tell you Rodney Perry has done it all, and he was in the military for how long?
I served in the Navy for 8 years, from 1990 to 1998.
Nigga, you have done everything but go to the moon. Are you planning on going to the moon anytime soon?
I don't believe we've ever been to the moon, and that's another story.
Oh,
thank you, Rodney. Thank you.
Well, see, I thought Rodney was about to say, nigga, next Thursday. Next Thursday.
Next Wednesday.
I'm going to the moon.
The first mission. Rodney.
Well, since we haven't been, you actually can go to the moon. You can do the hoax. You could do the hoax next week.
Hey, you know what? I got some rocks out there in the backyard, so you never know.
Yeah. Right. Hey, real quick, Rodney. I was about to bring this up, but I know you saw the video of Barack Obama dropping that 3 in some hard bottoms. I know you saw that.
First of all, Barack got game. Okay.
Nigga, in church shoes.
But how about this? Not only did he hit it, but the walk-off, though.
Oh, let's watch the video. Let's watch the video. Raul, roll that clip, please. Raul.
That's what I do.
Now give me my coffee.
Right. Yeah, right. Whoever that
nigga, he hit 3 in some air hallelujahs. Okay.
Right. Not even that.
Some air Stacey Adams.
Yeah. Nigga, he has some Leviticus 2s on. I mean, it was wet. I was like, oh my God, I missed that guy, man. Yeah. It was crazy is even when he's assisting Joe Biden on this final run, when he got up and spoke, am I the only person that's going, why do I feel like he could do another 4 years?
A whole nother gear.
It's like, you know, the presidency ages you, and he seemed to have went like he's like aging backwards now after getting out of office. I bet the last thing you could do is convince him to do another day in that seat.
Brother, I mean, his haircut, he got the Trey Songz lineup, everything. Like the nigga look like he could dance background for Chris Brown right now. Like he really looks good.
Come on now, Michelle. Let's get it. Let's get it, Michelle. No, come on now.
Yeah, he's like on some kind of Will Smith type of like lifestyle now, man. Because right after the presidency, y'all don't remember, he was doing like hang gliding and jumping out of airplanes and like jet skiing, the whole
living
deal,
his best life.
Yeah, he's like turned into like the what's that, the Marlboro Man, or what's the other one?
He was really blown up his IG like Will.
He's the most interesting man in the world.
Absolutely,
the Dos Equis guy.
Right.
So
yeah.
So,
I
Rodney-
wish Michelle Obama would run for president.
No.
Say it again, Betsy.
No.
I wish Michelle Obama would run for president.
She said, "Hell to the no."
This
Did
country's
she?
not ready for
Has
no
that?
black
Has that?
woman.
She's got that question a lot, Rodney.
She's got it a
Yes.
whole lot, but
Yes.
she's like, "No, I'm good." No.
Yeah. So, Rodney, honestly, from the bottom of your heart,
Mm-hmm.
who you got tonight and why?
Man, I got Biden Harris, man. I'm just, this is the thing, and I'm not the typical anti-Trump guy in terms of being full of all this vitriol. Like, so many people are like so angry, you know. Like it's like the problem with politics is there are two sides. And so to pick one side means you're angry at the other side. And ultimately, one thing Barack Obama did successfully is unify this country. And so the problem with Trump is he's divisive, and he don't give us a chance to rock together. Like, he's divided the country, you know, down two hard lines. And I just don't think that's cool. And it's not great for this country. It affects all of our money and our ability to earn. I'm just not a fan of what this guy has brought to this country.
I mean, I feel like it's not even the United States of America. He's trying to make it the divided states of America.
Oh, you gotta put that on t-shirt. You gotta put that on t-shirt. I like it.
I do. Raul, let's print that up.
Raul, get on that.
Let's get on that. Yes. He's trying to make he's trying to make the divided states of America. And I feel like he's the epitome of the bully that's the sore loser.
Right.
You know, the kind of like, oh, if I lose, everybody gonna die.
Right. He's like Nino Brown.
Right.
He's the white Nino Brown.
I feel like
Exactly.
with COVID, I feel like he was like, I got COVID, so all of y'all are getting COVID.
Right.
And he got some care that nobody's gonna get either.
Thank you, Rodney Perry. Because when he went, I say it to my wife 10 times a day when he goes, you remember his exact line was, I don't know what they gave me, but it worked. Okay.
Right.
Motherfucker, whatever they gave you is the best shit money can buy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
My homie Rodney didn't get that shit. My homies and other people that got it didn't get that shit.
No.
You got the best of, you had a team of doctors. There are brothers and sisters out there that don't have.
Magic doctors.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. There's brothers out here that can't get health care and can't get a shot for nothing. And
Right.
you have an all-star squad of doctors.
Yeah,
And
but it's not even really him. I've gone through the stages of my upset through this whole thing, right? It's not even him. It's the American people that I'm bothered by that's falling for this, right? We got the same man that said it was a hoax, refused to wear a mask. You know, the same guy that said grab him by the pee, right? And it's just, I'm so disappointed in the status of people not being able to even see this. Before we even get to policy, just being able to plain see BS when they see it and hear it and just falling for or drinking the Kool-Aid.
Not condoning racist people. You know what I mean? Even down to just recently, just what happened, how he knew good and well what those dudes did on that freeway in Texas to the Biden bus. And for him to tweet, I love Texas.
Wow.
Right.
But
yes, you love these people that support you, but they're doing wrong.
Right, but you know what that's his base though. So he's always pandering to his base, and you got a group of people in this country that fear losing privilege.
Yeah.
So when you fear losing privilege, you do what you have to do to maintain that privilege.
And that's what he's doing right now. I mean, when you think about it, just do the math. When he goes to the Proud Boys, stand back and stand by, that's kind of like saying, it's a dog whisperer saying, hold up, you don't got to go. But if I lose, release the hounds. Do what y'all got to do so we can prove what he said, just like he said last night on CNN when he goes, you know, basically in a nutshell, if I lose, it's going to be violence. Yeah. They're going to tear this place up. And then so when it happens, he can go, I told you so.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's scary, man. And, you know, I know friends that are arming up, you know, but here's the irony of that. Mm-hmm. You talking about a group of people that's been stockpiling bullets. Forget your guns.
Yeah.
They've been, you can't even buy ammunition.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been trying to buy bullets lately.
Look, I tried to get a gun. I told them 2 weeks ago I couldn't get a gun.
You're too late.
Get bullets.
And usually, Amazon sends me my bullets on the weekends, but they out right now. They out to next Thursday. If the shit jump off tonight, I can't even shoot a nigga tonight.
Nah, man.
Yeah,
and they walking
scary,
around
man.
proudly with their guns.
Oh, yeah.
It's one thing to be like a supporter. It's one thing to be a fanatic supporter.
Yeah.
It's a whole another thing when they're out antagonizing people and they're like, look, we're armed, we got guns, guys with masks on and guns and bulletproof vests and the whole deal.
Did y'all see the group of black folks with guns in Georgia?
I sure did.
Like I know
Black Panthers, right? It was like the Black Panthers of South Carolina.
It's
a group called In Fact, right?
Right, and I know one of the guys that's one of their leaders, and I spoke with him like on IG Live, and the dude is the real deal, and he's like, Rodney, let them roll if they want to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a group called In
Well, it's
Fact,
good to know
Alex.
we have those guys on our side.
And you'll like this, Alex. NFAC. That's the name of them.
Stands for
Not Fucking Around Coalition.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
they jacked that from some promoters in Miami. The hottest promoters in Miami were the NFA, no fucking around.
Are you really serious?
Yes! Years in Miami.
I'm impressed that Betsy knows that.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you something. Stetsy is not your average white girl, Rodney. This chick right here, she grew up in New Orleans. She has she has a stepdaddy that smoked Newports and drank Hennessy and he drove a pink Cadillac. So she definitely is a part of the culture. Yeah.
Yeah, he's telling the truth, Rodney. That's not a joke.
Away, Rodney. He could not afford Hennessy. Hennessy was
Old
way
granddaddy
above
for everybody.
So
but
wait.
no, but I really am, because you know what's really sad is I really do hope Biden wins, because I realize and I do think you should make that shirt, Alex, and I do want one. But I'm starting to realize just in general, if this world does not come together as one and lift each other up and we all help each other out and make, that's it. We're in the end of the world. We're in the end of time. I'm realizing this.
Well, I hate to say it. I'm not a super huge biblical person, but from what I've heard, it says that in the Bible.
Right.
I mean, say it. I know you're a very
Trump gonna kill us all. Says that somewhere?
No, I think it's like COVID's coming, and it's like, look at all the lessons we've learned about what we're doing with our time, where we are. I've learned, I know the things that are important to me more than ever in life. Before I was running around with my chicken, like a chicken with my head chopped off. Yeah. And now I'm like, oh my God.
Well, let's not besmirch the chicken, okay?
Right.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. What's interesting at Betsy, I think that we're all considered here as intellectual people, and we've learned lessons, but has really the greater American populace learned from this? Like, are people being responsible? And that's the part that I'm a little pessimistic on the fact that am I able to see everybody else through the same lens that I see myself? And unfortunately, we're not in a society today where people are being responsible. And so that's the saddening part about this whole thing.
This is what I feel. I feel that we're in the right direction of more people being responsible. And I feel the derivative of that is almost 100 million people voting. That tells me that the average dude who you think has absolutely no responsibility, don't give a fuck, out there acting crazy, I almost feel like that dude went and voted.
Oh,
what do you think, Rodney?
Not only did they vote, but they voted early. Like I got a call to go to some of the polls today just to entertain the people that were at the polls, because they were participating long lines. But the reality is so many people voted early that there wasn't no lines.
I saw that on your video this morning. I meant to ask you that. So, in other words, when I saw that video with you, the first thing that went to my mind, Rodney, was, so does that mean because everybody already voted?
I think a lot of people voted early. And Atlanta, man, I went to a couple of election sites today, and it was like a tailgate. It was more of a party. People was out there getting their vote on, and
they had a DJ. They had a DJ out there, and
it was Freaknik. It was Freaknik 2020.
Stump. That's it. Stump. Have you seen that, Alex? There's actual videos with a DJ out there in Atlanta, and people were like literally go left foot stump. And then
I believe you, right?
And they were
Because Atlanta,
in line.
I believe you.
They were in line doing line
I
dances.
was there. I was in the line.
Damn. No, it's so funny because Rodney, it's because I have this list of stuff I want to talk to you about, but things are organically coming up. So this was going to be further down the line, but you brought it up again. So
We
now
in there. We in there.
So we in there now. So now I got to ask you this, and it's crazy because it's weird asking you this because you actually caught the virus. So it's weird asking you, but I'm still going to ask you this.
Ask me, dog.
I feel like Atlanta never got the memo that there was this thing called COVID-19. and because nigga, they have been wilding out damn near the entire time. Your strip Magic City was open 5 months ago.
Yeah.
Nigga, your daytime parties be having 3,000 people at a daytime party.
Dude, it really, I think Atlanta is the most open. I mean, I've had a chance to travel to a few cities, and Atlanta is absolutely. I was in Chicago a week and a half ago, and Chicago is not open. Atlanta is.
Remember, but let's not forget. Atlanta was, I hate to say it, it was the crash test dummy city. You know, Atlanta was the first city to open up. Remember, even on our show, whenever that was, said, I don't know, 5 months ago, we were like, don't drink the Kool-Aid, Atlanta. Why would they pick the damn near most populated black city to open up first? I mean, you know what I mean? The most populated city in America with black folks. It was just kind of weird to me knowing.
It's less about Atlanta and more about Georgia. Georgia is a red state. If you look around at the map, all the red states are open. Texas is open. Red state, Florida is open, red state, and Georgia is open. And so you got to know these people
was meaning 5 months ago.
Yeah,
4 months ago.
Yeah, for quite some time. And so now we're starting to spike again, and the talk about closing back up is coming up again. So
of course, the second wave. Remember, they warned us. Dr. Anthony Fauci warned us 5 months ago that there was going to be a winter second phase. A second wave was going to come around. And it's kind of weird because you almost feel like I'm really upset about this situation, speaking to him, because Trump said that if he gets reelected, the first thing he's going to do is fire this guy. Really? Fire a man that knows his business, that is not biased, that is telling us the truth about really he doesn't want to hear it. He needs that other dude that's on his payroll that's going to agree with him, because we all know if you go against Trump, if you disagree with Trump,
you out of there.
You're the left, you're the far left, you're Antifa. What's your feeling on that, man? I don't feel like Dr. Fauci's lying.
I mean, I don't think he's lying. I think he should have been a little more urgent, from the beginning. So, I mean, he doesn't go without blame either. I mean, I think Fauci knows his business, but your job is to advise the president. And
remember, he tried. But weren't they in cahoots at one time, Rodney?
I mean, he's in the cabinet, so absolutely. But your job is to advise the president, and you can't make the guy listen either, though.
Very true.
And so you got to think we could have took steps before March. We could have took steps back in December.
But wasn't he warning us? I mean, isn't that right? Wasn't Fauci warning us?
Yeah,
back then?
You got to be careful with Fauci, and I'm kind of with Rodney on this, and I'm actually pretty surprised. So that's big ups to you, Rodney, because I think that it is a very nuanced conversation. I don't think that it's a fully, Fauci is like 100% clean in this. But, I think you just got to look at the signs and be responsible as we move forward. I think he could have done a better job. He's sat there in a lot of administrations, and I was reading some documents that, Fauci owns a lot of the patents to a lot of the viruses that we have out there, right?
Very true.
So he's kind of compromised. You can't be owning the patents.
It's kind of a conflict of interest.
Yes.
And he has interest in the drugs.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So we don't know what's the hidden agenda, right? Is Trump pushing Johnson & Johnson, and he's pushing Merck.
What if we find out that Trump is the only one that got the shit right? Would that be crazy?
Oh, that would be crazy. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Jesus, that would be crazy.
So
But a lot of people are buying into the conspiracy though, and black or white. I don't think. I said one of my boys. I didn't know it ain't real. Guess what? Sneezing 2 days later.
Thank you. Now here's another thing that's crazy, you guys. So this just came up, I believe, yesterday or whatever. They were basically saying they kind of did the math on Trump's last 18 rallies, and they said basically in his last 18 unmasked rallies, 30,000 people tested positive, 700 dead in his super spreaders.
Wow.
Like,
crazy.
and the thing that was crazy to me about that was when he so-called contacted COVID-19, he still went out there sick. He still went out there with no mask. He still went out there, as they're saying, wear masks, and people are dying on a daily basis.
And the mask is not for you. The mask is for other people.
I've heard that too, Rodney. I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't really get the what is the deal on that, man?
So the idea is that you're always spewing out your oxygen. It's going out.
When
and
you're talking.
So exactly talking or just sitting there breathing.
Just
sitting there breathing. And so the mask keeps that from being a factor. And so your mask is less for you and more for the people around you.
See, I heard that in the beginning, Rodney, and then I heard that changed. But again, you've dealt with it, so you probably are more educated than me. But in the beginning, I heard that's what it was.
Yeah, I mean, but does it matter why you're wearing a mask if you should wear it, period.
Yeah, period. Yeah. I'm totally with you on that, bro. Like, it's like...
Now, but there's other research that says, people with the mask are, it creates anxiety too. The mask kind of, makes you take in that hydrogen, more of the hydrogen than you should have. And so that affects your brain as well. So it's a lot of different conversations about this whole thing. But
my thing is when I'm around people, I do it. But like when I'm jogging around the track or when I'm riding my bike, I am not, or when I'm driving in my car by myself, I see people doing that shit. I'm like, dude, I get when you're around others.
Yeah, it's just you, though. Yeah.
What'd you say?
It's just you. Chill out. Yeah. You by yourself, player. Yeah.
Right. And it's so crazy because you brought up a good point, right? It's like we're now turning this to a mental health thing. Now you got people saying that they refuse to wear the mask because it makes them emotionally unstable and puts them in a position. And so it's just, we become so sensitive right now, but we don't want to listen to facts. We don't want to listen to science. We don't want to listen to intellect and knowledge. People can now, the louder voices in the rooms are people with just assumptions or people that would just have theories, but the theories aren't based upon any tangible facts or information.
And then they're also pushing this. They're also pushing this herd immunity thing, which is that the more people that get it is better.
Why is that?
You know what? I'm kind of with herd immunity on the low.
Okay, somebody explain what herd immunity is. My first time hearing this word.
Well, it's actually something they've been practicing in the UK because they never did a quarantine in Sweden and all, like in the UK areas, right? And so they just went with, you know what? The weak gonna die off and the strong will survive, and this is just a way to repopulate the earth and everything will get back into its natural order, right? It's almost like people. Are
you giving me the definition of herd? Say it again.
That's pretty much herd.
Say the word. Somebody say the word.
Herd. H-E-R-D.
Like a herd of cattle. Yeah.
And the second word is herd what?
Immunity.
So basically what they're saying, let's say it's 5 of us on here, right? The idea that if all of us get it, then we can't infect anybody else.
Okay.
So
now that equals, so let's give it to everybody and it can't.
Indeed.
But then people will die.
People are gonna die.
The people that have weak immune systems will die. Yeah, the people. Yeah, that's just collateral damage.
Jeez.
The people with weak immune systems will die, but the strong will survive.
Now, what do you think about this? Said because like LeVar Walker, he's a pharmacist.
Yeah,
and he and I had a conversation. He's like, Rod, to be honest, there are deaths, but it's a relatively small number of deaths. In the grander scheme of things. I mean, we look at the number 200,000 people, but that's 200,000 people in the United States with billions of people. So it's a relatively small number of people that have actually met their demise due to COVID.
But it hit so fast, so quick in a small amount of time.
Indeed.
It felt catastrophic.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Less people have died, and it been a catastrophe. Less people died during 9/11. and that was it changed the whole way we fly and we do business. So we've had less people die, and we react to it, and people just aren't reacting to this, which is absurd.
Hey, you guys, this is kind of completely off the subject, but the segue is Atlanta. I gotta say this. This is something that just popped up on my feed, and it just kind of made me proud. There's this high school in Atlanta, an all-black boys high school. It's called Charles Drew High School, and they were the first African-American golf team to win a state championship in any city in America. There's never been all black kids to win a state championship in the sport of golf. So I just wanted to give, if anybody's listening or watching that knows, it's from Atlanta, that knows those young boys, man, tell them a big congratulations from the Funny Don't Stop show, because that's huge, man. That just shows that more and more young African Americans are playing this sport. And, you know, who knows if one of those young boys could eventually get on the PGA Tour, because I'm just going to be real with you. Right now, there's maybe like 500 dudes on the tour, and there's only 3 black. In 2020, there's only 3 black men on tour, and still Tiger, of course, the greatest of all time. Right. Harold Varner, and it's another dude named Cameron Champ. Only 3 in 2020.
Wow. That's crazy.
Did you know that, Rodney?
I did not know that, and those kids are remarkable, because again, this is Georgia. I mean, you think of Atlanta when you think of Georgia, but Georgia is not a black state.
Oh yeah, we know. We know Atlanta is
exactly
just. I hate to say it, I just call Atlanta nigga headquarters. That's what I call it. It is where all the meetings go down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, it took them forever to get rid of the Confederate flag. You know what I mean? So
come on, man.
We already know what's going down in Georgia.
How many people did not know that the Confederate flag was bad? Like,
I can't lie.
When I was a kid, I had a General Lee. I had the car.
Yeah. Come on, we all love the Dukes of Hazzard.
And then you look back, you look now, you go, it wasn't no black people in Hazzard County.
Exactly.
I think it was one black person on the whole of all the seasons. There was one black character the whole time.
Yeah, I still remember the lineup. I was kind of like forced to watch it because I was a huge A-Team fan, and people don't remember that it was a double. They would put them programmed together. So Dukes of Hazzard would come on first, and then A-Team would come on right after that. But I didn't.
That's right,
miss
fool.
A-Team.
Come on over here, watch me links. I'm after the Dukes of Hazzard.
I didn't want to miss A-Team. So you had, because, you know, that was the days before DVR and recorded. That was back in the old school where you missed the episode, you just missed it forever. You missed it forever. It wasn't getting replayed. There was no DVR, was no YouTube to go see the episode on. So
Alex, you know they have Mr. T has a daughter that does comedy. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. We can hear you fine.
Okay. You did not just say Mr. T has a daughter that does comedy.
Mr. T has a daughter that does comedy. She's from
what's her name? Mrs. T? Baby T?
Baby T.
Lil T? What's nigga? Did she pity the fool also, nigga? To explain to me, Rodney.
She doesn't pity the fool. She's actually a good-looking girl too, and Erica Terrero from Chicago. Yes, she is Mr. T's daughter.
Does she tell any of the stories of growing up Mr. T's daughter?
If you talk to her one-on-one, she don't talk about them on stage, but if you talk to her one-on-one, you hear the stories about Mr. T whooping her butt, and that in itself is hilarious.
So how many chains does she wear is what I want to know.
75.
When you said whipping her butt, I could just see her ripping a gold chain off.
Get over here, little girl. Get over here right now.
Yeah, shout out to Mr. T too, because Mr. T attended Prairie View A&M University as well. Proud alumni. Yeah, he went from Chicago to Prairie View.
Yeah, Chicago.
A big pathway from Chicago to Prairie View A&M University. So he did attend there for a little while.
Hey, didn't he even have his cartoon before? Yeah, that Mr. T cartoon.
Oh yeah, he got huge. He got huge.
Super hot, but you got to think Mr. T was a bouncer in Chicago, and he blew up as a bouncer. He did the Rocky movies. Mr. T was a big deal. He was on WWE.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And he was he was the ultimate crossover black man at a time where like OJ was the biggest.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? White people love. Put it this way: white people still to this day will dress up as Mr. T on Halloween.
Exactly. And Mr. T was way blacker than OJ.
Oh, yes, he was.
Way blacker. He was 10 times blacker.
Oh, he was a nigga. Like, for real. Don't get it twisted. People didn't know he was a real nigga because he was on the A-Team, and A-Team was NBC. Right. So it was primetime TV. But if you saw that motherfucker on, like, put it this way, between takes, that nigga was on one knee shooting dice with a nigga in the back behind craft services.
What they hitting for?
And if he didn't have cash, he threw a chain in. Like, for real.
Yeah. And to add a little bit more depth and context to what Rodney, I think, maybe was alluding to, was the fact that he was a very conscious black man in the aspect of black militantism, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that people were missing the whole point of the mohawk, right? When you start seeing him explain why he had the mohawk and
or the gold chain,
or the gold chain, and how black people were indigenous Native Americans to this country, like you were saying earlier about the Confederate flag, a lot of us didn't really realize that was a racist thing and it represent the Confederate Army. But a lot of people came late to the game, understanding that Native Americans weren't just Tonto; they weren't blue-eyed and blonde-haired Indians, right? They were black people that were native tribes, and so he was way ahead the game, explaining the fact that we were black people that were Native Americans, and I think we missed a lot of that.
Are we really going to go here? Y'all want to go here? Don't get me started. Don't get me started. You know, I've been hearing a lot of. First of all, you got to think a lot of stuff that we know we only have heard. So what if they told us our whole life that we make up 12% of the population? Well, who told you that? First of all,
of course,
white is a construct and black is a construct. You know, I would venture to ask Betsy, where are you from in the world?
Betsy?
Oh, where am I from? Oh, I know my family, my dad's side of the family came over from Sicily. But I mean,
so you're Italian. So you're Sicilian Italian, which means you might be blacker than all of us.
Exactly.
My mom's dad's Cuban, and I guess somewhere there's white, because look at me.
Exactly. but that's the conversation though, is the fact that probably less than 100 years ago, white people took more people on. You know, when I was a kid, Polish people weren't. They were Caucasian, but they wasn't the classic whites. They were the low class. And you got
others. They were others.
You got Italians that came over. So it's a lot of people that were Caucasian or lighter in skin that the whites took on. So now they're a majority. They became the majority. If everybody of color said I'm black tomorrow, guess what? We're not anymore. Minority.
Exactly.
But you know, it's funny because when you do the 23andMe, you can see how much you really are mixed. I mean, there is just this, just that. The world has blended, and we're blending more and more. But it's just, I mean. You know,
that's the point though, Betsy. They're ignoring the blend. They're going, if you're a Caucasian, you're white. Period. They forget your ethnicity, forget what you really are, your background, your religion.
Are you saying when you are what your skin color is?
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
So Betsy, what if you did 23andMe and you found out that you were 3% black? What do you think would change in your life right now?
Well, if I found out I was there, I'd be like, "Where's that 3% extra ass?"
It's at the doctor. They got it. They'll put it in there. They'll put it in there.
You're like, how about you just give me 3% on each cheek, motherfucker? How about you just do that?
Call it even.
So I can have a 6% motherfucking booty. That's what I would like.
You know, I'm going to tell you the truth. I don't care what I am in the world. I mean, yes, I'll always say, of course, I'm a Sicilian. If you hang out with me long enough, you see this temper come out. I'm a crazy bitch. But what I'm saying is, like, I wish we could just let it go. And I wish the world could just be like, we love each other. We're love. Yeah. That's what we are.
Well, a lot of us are that way, but unfortunately, there's still a lot of hate in this world. And you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you, regardless to who's going to be the next president, the hate is still going to be there. You know what I mean? It's up to us. I hate to bring the daddy part of it, but since I have a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, and a 3-month-old, it's up for the parents to instill certain values in their kids.
Get a girl a rest? Good God.
Oh, yeah. I'm done, though, Rodney. I'm done. I'm getting my left ball removed next Thursday.
The right one is doing all the damage, though.
It is. The right one's doing all the damage, and I believe that my right ball is light-skinned because I cannot get a brown baby.
Well done,
That was a good one, Raul. Hey, Rodney, this is kind of off the subject, but on the subject, because I always got a bunch of stuff that I want to talk about when I have people on the show, right?
Word.
But so, since we're on the topic of black folks and shit like that, every once in a while, I learn things that I didn't know about us as far as black folks. We've had shows over the last year that said has brought up stuff that I didn't know black people invented. That we didn't get the credit for and stuff like that. But I just found out
we invented the golf tee.
Say it again.
We invented the golf tee.
Oh yeah,
okay, of course. We talked, but a new one came up that I didn't know, and I'm gonna be surprised. I gotta ask you, did you know this? Said probably already knew this, but I'm gonna say his name first. And dude, if you know what this nigga invented, I'm gonna hang up on you. You just gonna disappear.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, George Crumb.
I do not know this.
Say it.
Yeah,
don't Google it. Don't Google. Nobody Google.
I was about to Google the shit out of it if you had to.
But I want to ask everybody. Raul, George Crumb.
Give me a hint before you
Betsy.
say that.
I'm scared. Said told us because that name sounds too familiar.
No, he's never bought this one.
I didn't tell this one, but the hint is in his last name.
Not bread.
He invented the sliced bread.
So do you know, Said? I gotta say you're in the neighborhood for that.
I kind of know.
Did he invent sliced bread?
No,
it's sliced though. You close. It's sliced.
Okay, so you do know. I'm gonna tell him. George Crumb invented the potato chip.
Way to go, George.
So the next time you eating a sandwich and you got that pickle on it, just remember George. If it hadn't been for brother George Crumb, George Crumb,
wait, Alex, how did he do it though? Did he?
I'm about to tell you. I really got the story.
Did he have to put his hand in the hot grease himself?
That's what happened.
They didn't just for everybody.
I truly have the story. I really did my research.
Good.
You really want to know?
Yes.
Okay. He was a chef in an all-white hotel during slavery in 1853 in Saratoga, New York, right? Okay. And he had made French fries for the people at this particular country club. But French fries had already been around for about 10, 15 years. And he made the French fries too thick. So one of the country club members almost choked on some thick-ass fries.
Okay.
So the dude that almost died.
Thick-ass fries.
Shit, he probably would have got lynched for that shit back then.
Hey man, he was actually friends with the owner of the country club, and he asked him because his wife loved French fries. Remember, French fries is the new thing, and my wife loves it, but she almost motherfucking choked. So he was like, "Can you make them thinner?"
Right.
This nigga went to the kitchen
and made them super thin.
He sliced them up and made them, and they came out like chips.
Wow.
And he was like chips. The lady loved it. The owner of the country club got behind George and came up with the business. They were called Saratoga chips because they were in Saratoga, New York, at the Saratoga Country Club. So the nigga was smart enough that he wouldn't let the white owner take it from him. He said, "Let's partner up. You just can't use my name."
Well, that's interesting.
So he named it. He was smart enough as a businessman. Say, don't say George Crumb, nigga. That'll get us all killed, nigga. So name them Saratoga chips. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So that's how he came up with the word chips.
Okay.
And so what happened was 5 years later. This might bring chills to everybody. I'm gonna say it slow so you can hear it.
Oh my God.
5 years later,
Connor Lays came in.
No.
Connor.
No, don't tell me Lay's came in.
Took it all.
Can we just hang up? Can we just hang Rodney up, please? This motherfucker right here done fucked my whole story up with your knowledge, and you were joking. How about the dude? I don't know his first name, but his last name was Lays.
Wow.
Yeah.
Came up to him, and they partnered up. And since then, or whatever, the early 1900s to today, that liquor store down the street from you Lay's potato chips.
Now, did Mr.
Well,
Crumb,
did
does
they
Mr.
pay
Crumb family
George
have
Crumb?
a stake in the Lay's fortune?
See, that's what I don't know. I didn't go that deep.
Probably not at that time.
But not at that time. He probably didn't get stock in the shit. They probably paid the nigga per chip back then. I don't know.
If he get 1% of that, his family is billionaire.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
How crazy is that? The Lay's family came at them because I believe they were up there in Saratoga also. Tasted George Crumb's chips, loved it so much, and was like, "Yo, can we go in business together?" So, yeah.
Now, can I give you a little known Black History fact?
Okay, I'm always open for that.
Yeah, stay right there, okay? Then y'all ain't gonna believe this, but now we already talked about the mission to the moon and how me and Sid do not agree or believe it.
Okay.
But there was a guy on that mission that nobody talks about. His name was Donnell Jenkins. Donnell,
I'm gonna fuck you up.
Here we
Donnell,
no, don't judge me. Stay with me. Donnell was a photographer. Donnell's sole purpose on the mission to the moon was to get footage of Neil Armstrong being the first man to step foot on the moon.
Okay.
So Neil Armstrong, they get to the moon. Neil turned the buzz like go down there, go out. But before you go, let Donnell set up. He set his camera up so he can get footage. Little did they realize that by sending Donnell out there, he was actually the first man to set
he was actually the first one, right?
So they realized they let him take the footage. One small step for mankind. They let him take the footage. You know what? They left Donnell's ass up there. And I know you're saying to yourself right up here, how you know? You ever seen the little Moon Man on MTV?
Yeah.
That's
Donnell.
That's Donnell. They didn't give that nigga a ride back.
That nigga's still up there.
Oh,
You only age like a half a day, a year.
That is hilarious. They left that nigga up there.
Donnell is still on the moon.
Oh, and he became the MTV Moon Man.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Man, I love history. Don't
repeat that. I made that up.
And guess what? That shit was brilliant.
We was gonna roll with that one. I was gonna roll with it.
I'm starting to ask you right now, nigga, is that one of your jokes? Because that could be added to that setup, nigga.
Yeah, definitely part of it. Yeah. I used to I made it up for radio. I used to do it when I was on with Cliff Winston in LA.
Yes.
I created that whole concept for a little known Black History facts.
Dude,
I would do it once a week.
That is brilliant. You said that nigga is still up there. That's funny.
So
He came back as a trophy. He came back as a trophy.
Exactly.
Some people come back in the afterlife as different things. That nigga came back as a trophy.
They bronzed his ass.
Moon Man.
Hey,
What were you gonna say, Sid?
Rodney, if we hadn't been to space, so what do you think SpaceX is doing? What's Tesla doing? What are these like cars going into space? Like, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, there's some conversation that we have never been out of the atmosphere, but then we know there are satellites circling the planet, so it can happen. So that's been debunked. But I mean, if we had went to the moon, why haven't we been back? That's my question.
Yeah.
Why aren't or are there people up there living already? You know.
Well, there's been several attempts, right?
It was a long time.
Ain't nobody trying to pick up what's the name? The Moon Man.
Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney.
Yeah.
Donnell Jenkins. Donnell Jenkins.
Yeah.
Wait, there's been several attempts since, though, right? I'm not really into astronomy or astronaut stuff, but has there been any successful since Neil
we're
Armstrong?
working on Mars right now.
It's 69?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're trying to get to Mars now. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Nigga, you made it sound like they just pulled up off the 405 this morning. They working on Mars right now. From 6 to 10, from 6 to 10, the diamond lane gonna be closed.
When you see a movie about something, it's already in motion.
Done. Yeah,
it's already in motion.
That idea is already there.
So Rodney, since we're on this thing of things that black people invented, right? Sad's gonna take this away because Sad really knows the inside, but I'm just gonna start it off by saying or asking you a question. Do you drink?
I do drink, but I'm not a drinker.
So when you drink, do you drink brown? Are you a whiskey dude? Are you a vodka dude? Are you a beer, Schlitz malt liquor beer? Are you a Budweiser guy? Or are you a martini? Or are you a black bottle boy? Nigga, what are you?
I mean, I kind of I'll do a vodka martini. I'll do some Woodford Reserve. I'll do, I mean, you get older, you just drink better liquor. So if I do drink, I drink like something good. I'm not a wine drinker at all, but I prefer like a brown liquor. But I'll drink a vodka martini.
Okay. With all that being said, I'm just gonna set this up and you take it away. I'm just going to ask you one question.
Okay.
Have you heard of Uncle Nearest?
I don't know anything about Uncle Nearest.
Said Brass, take it away.
Now is that the guy that the Jack Daniels guy?
Yep.
Is that the Jack Daniels guy?
Do you know the story? You know what, Said, for the people that don't know the story, because not only on the Funny Don't Stop show, we laugh a lot. As you notice, we've mixed laughter with education and real talk and stories in this hour that you've been with us, correct?
Indeed.
So you learn when you fuck around with comedians also. All right? So, Said Brass, let Rodney know who Uncle Nearest is and let all of our fans know who Uncle Nearest was.
Yeah, in the short form, man, Nearest Green was a great man, obviously. Alex already set it up. He created the whiskey category, well, the Tennessee whiskey category. And so there's been a lot of urban legends saying that, Nearest Green created it, Jack Daniels stole it. And I won't get into, debunking a lot of those myths. But I will say that Nearest Green was the person that was responsible for creating the formulation for what we know as Tennessee whiskey today.
And Jack Daniels. No, fuck it. Tell the truth. Yeah. Jack stole the shit from Uncle Nearest. It's okay. Be extra black.
They released his whiskey recently, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the long story, I have the longer versions, and we can have this offline. But the Nearest Green, his estate was up. I know personally Fawn. Shout out to Fawn, who's the current owner of Nearest Green whiskey. You can go anywhere and buy it. Definitely shout it out to a black-owned whiskey product line. Wow. She recently has partnered up with Jack Daniels, and they distributed through a partnership with Jack Daniels. So it's all love between Uncle Nearest brand and the Jack Daniels estate.
But don't forget the beginning part. People need to know how it happened.
No doubt. So the meat and the potatoes is, before whiskey came along, the slaves were working on these plantations. Jack Daniels was distilling whiskey, not what we know whiskey today, but it was super strong and wasn't as
filtered.
And as we see it today, right? So Nearest Green, was his chief brewmaster, was like, yo, what's the
/slave?
Exactly.
Don't leave that out, man. We gotta let these people know the nigga was a
slave,
and he was a scientific slave. All right, finish.
Yeah. So he said the problem with why this alcohol beverage is so
Hold on,
strong.
Rodney. Said let Rodney finish laughing.
Gotcha,
okay, we let people laugh. When people laugh, we let people laugh. Don't you dare talk over this man's laugh. Rodney, let us know when you're finished.
I'm good.
All right, pick it up from he was a scientific slave that knew how to filter whiskey. The finish?
Yeah, so Alex kind of set it up where ultimately, to make a long story short, he basically filtered to water, and that's what he did to
do you see the tears coming out of one of the funniest niggas on the planet's eyes? Do you know how good that is of a feeling to make a nigga I know who's one of the funniest people in the world laugh? It's a beautiful feeling.
You said scientific slave?
Oh my God. Hey, that's a new shirt.
This nigga had Bunsen burners in the backyard.
Oh God.
Yes.
No, he had to burn them on his hands.
Yes, dude. Exactly.
We got a filtration.
He had to open his fingers a certain amount to let the whiskey, the wheat and barley.
I got it.
Yeah. Finish talking now, Sam.
What you appreciate, though, really, Rodney, is the fact that he used an old ancient African principle to formulate it, right? Which is filtering water. So the slaves came over here, and the plantation owners didn't know how to clean themselves, didn't know how to, do a lot of things that we just take for granted today. And one of those things was formulating clean water and filtering water. So the slaves were like, yo, we were filtering water in Africa. The reason why this so-called whiskey is so hard to drink and is like drinking rubbing alcohol is the fact that you're not filtering the water. So although Jack Daniels did create the formulation, but what Nearest Green did to ultimately make what we see in whiskey today was actually how to bring filtered water. So he used an old charcoal method to actually filter the water, and that's how Tennessee whiskey, ultimately Jack Daniels whiskey, was created today. So Nearest Green is the man behind that. And therefore,
isn't that a great story?
We made it enjoyable versus chugging something just
Exactly.
to get wasted and knock out.
Exactly. He made
Great
it not
story.
he made it not so harsh. And I'm not even a whiskey drinker, but I know I don't know if you know this word, Rodney, but we learn a lot. We learn a lot through Said. Said is what's called a sommelier.
Good job, Alex.
Are you proud of me, Said? Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
Do you know what a sommelier is, Rodney?
I do actually. I watched a movie on Netflix about a black sommelier, and
Name Said Brass.
They have to know all it is to know about wine. Am I right?
Exactly.
Correct.
But said really, for even our people that are following us right now that didn't know it, dude is really, not only did he graduate, I'm just pumping my boy up right now. Not only he graduate with a what is it called? Your major was engineering.
Yeah, civil engineering.
He's a black sommelier. He literally, it's people, the science of alcohols and whiskeys and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So when I heard this story, I was blown away, but I totally believe it's kind of.
He drink whiskey like this.
Exactly.
You got it. You got it.
Hey, I just to back you up, one of the first times we all went out, I just figured I was doing my due diligence. Hey, I'll buy everybody a drink. Hand everybody a drink. That nigga got the drink and he went like,
checking that bouquet, checking that young bouquet.
1833.
He listened to it. He listened
to it, nigga. He was like,
listened to
"Oh
it.
yeah, that's summer of 1857. That's what that is." Yeah,
that's.
And you joking?
That's Freaknik '98. You
Y'all
can actually,
joking, but that's
if you
literally
listen
how the
closely,
exam
you
is.
can hear the booty clap.
Freaknik '98. You can hear the booty claps.
You can hear the booty clap.
That is funny. This came from Luke Skywalker's trunk. I know. Yeah.
Is that a hint of Little John?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good one. Good
Oh
one.
my God. I love that though, man. It's kind of like those words you would always hear angry. I remember, growing up in church when the preacher would be like, it's history. Break that down. His story.
Mm-hmm.
As much as you laugh and joke about that, it can make you a really angry black man in this day and age. But instead of being angry, I just look at it as educational.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate how we were left out of history. It's unfortunate so many things that we created that we never got the credit for. All the amazing things black people contributed to this earth as far as sports, entertainment. We can go on literally 9 hours about stuff that we invented, that we curated. But it just kind of makes you go, I'm just gonna make sure my kids know. No,
right, and you're doing the work here though, Alex. I hear some people talk about Black History Month, how it's the shortest month. I'm like, do your research though. Carter G. Woodson created that thing that we know as Black History Month, but it's still important for us to treat every day as Black History. And you taught me several things today, and that if you don't do the work as a Black person to learn more Black history, then we're creating history every day.
Absolutely.
I mean, Alex Thomas was a world-renowned dancer before ever touching the stage as a comedian.
Why you got to bring that kind of shit up though? See, you know what? That's his story. His story. Your story, brother.
Hey, when you told me though, we was on a plane going somewhere, and you told me your story, and I was like, wow, Alex Thomas was a dancer and a cold dancer, like one of the best dancers in LA. Am I lying?
You're not, but I always have to say, when people say the word dancer, I have to always make sure they understand.
No plie.
Pop locking, break dance, nigga. I can't do the splits. I wasn't booty popping. There's no plies.
Right,
no, nigga, it was dancing like hip hop. And exactly, and pop locking. That's just for the people that go way, way back. But the biggest compliment you could have said today, Rodney, is that we educated you today on today's show. And I believe, even though, like I said, I'm going on 30 years in this business, man, I feel like I can always get better. I can always learn. There's not that, man. I feel like you always hear children are little sponges, and everything that goes to one that they hear. I feel like, hey, man, into your old age, you can still learn. And I think people that have that open eye, that open ear, it just makes you a better person. And that's what I try to say here on this show. In the midst of us laughing and joking on a day like this, where the world is stressing the fuck out, we found a way to sit here and laugh and educate at the same time. So I appreciate all of y'all for that, because it was a group effort.
No doubt. Definitely, man.
And I just want to say, Rodney, man, thank you so much, brother, for joining us today. I mean, because I know you got a busy ass schedule. Before you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you just chose to be here on the Funny Don't Stop show today, man. I really appreciate having you, man.
Hey, man, I can't thank you enough for having me on. And I recognize my OGs, and Alex looks like he's 12. he's OG, and I remember as a Rudy Poot in LA, and just being a fly on the wall, watching you and Chris Spencer and Daryl Heath, and y'all would be always creating and writing jokes. And I remember just like, me and Joy Wells sitting back going, man, we gotta do this. We need to get in the click. I mean, Joy, how do we get in the click? And the reality is you and your friends become the clique. And I learned that. From you. Y'all was all guys that had started together and was funny, man. And it's an honor to call you a friend and a colleague, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that so much, man. Rodney, let them know where they can find you. Social media, you got anything coming up? Let them know, man.
My OnlyFans page is call back.
And your OnlyFans name is COVID-22.
COVID-12.
COVID-12.
No, RodneyPerry.com is the website. Rodney Perry Live is all my social media. I am going to be in an upcoming film, Coming to America 2.
Congratulations
to work with Eddie Murphy and Arsenio and the whole group, man. It was unreal. I mean, you know what Eddie Murphy means to us.
Come on, man. Exactly.
As black comics, and to be able to watch a guy that's really regal. Like, he's playing a king, but he's like a real king,
in real life.
In real life.
Have you ever wait, Rodney? Have you ever been to Eddie's house?
I have been to Eddie's house, but he didn't know me like that.
That nigga's house looks like the Four Seasons, okay? Like
literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
That nigga can rollerblade around his foyer, like for real.
literally. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. That's coming down the pipe, and we had a lot of stuff coming, Alex. Man, we just working, man.
When does that come out? When is it coming to America?
December 18th. They did a $100 million deal with Amazon, so it'll be streamed on Amazon.
Oh, that's great. So they should be. So it's December. That means promo should start sometime soon.
Yep.
I just hope I'm still in it. Let me tell you something. I don't know if y'all ever been cut out of a movie, but I have.
Nigga, I was cut out of one of the biggest movies in movie history.
You got a great cut out the movie story because they still paid you. They still paid you.
Oh, you know the story?
Nigga, yes. I'm a fan. How
did you know the story?
Because I stalk you, nigga. I'm a fan.
Nigga, I was casted away out of Castaway, bro. One of the biggest. Put it this way: if I was in Castaway, Betsy's grandmother would know who I was.
Absolutely.
You lost to a volleyball.
When I tell you it crushed me, it crushed my life because I thought that movie was going to change my life because I was like, white people are gonna finally know who I am.
It's
over, it didn't happen, man. But yes, the checks kept coming, and that's one thing that helped the bleeding, nigga.
Come on, dog. Come on. So real quick before we go. So I did a movie with Matt Damon called The Informant. Mm-hmm. So the day I do it, I'm a must join to the union. So I had to pay $2,000 that day. So I joined the union, had the money saved up. I joined the union that day, paid the $2,000. Matt Damon was super cool. He said, "Hey man, how are you, Rodney? Rodney, right? Yeah, we're working together today. I'm excited to work with you." And I'm like, "You excited to work with me? Get the fuck out of here!" So we do our scene, and I'm the only black character in the movie.
Yep.
I'm like, I know I'm in this movie.
Right.
They cut me the
fuck out.
The F out.
Oh my God. They cut me way out, and
way out, not just out, way out.
I still had the memories.
Yeah.
So, but I was only in one scene in that movie. I think I got maybe 5 or 6 scenes in this. But so I just
did you take pictures with Matt Damon?
I did not. It wasn't that era.
Let me tell you how cold-blooded I was, Rodney Perry. And you've been knowing me long enough, and you know how I am with pictures way before social media
and cell phones.
My scene was with Helen Hunt and Tom Hanks, two of the biggest white people on the planet.
Right.
Still to this day, I took a picture so cold-blooded, I contemplated blowing that bitch up and putting it on Sunset Boulevard, nigga.
Making his own movie poster.
I'm not even lying to you. I really went as far as to find out like how much would a billboard on Sunset cost.
And you
just
changed
of my
the title to Cast Away.
Yeah, Cast Away with the ED. Wade.
Crazy.
That's how cold-blooded my thought process was, brother. And they cut me like you the fuck out the movie.
Now we might want to go and throw that up now, though. Let's throw that billboard up now,
brother. Hey man, Rodney, this is just stories we got that our grandkids will hear about, brother.
Indeed.
I appreciate having you. One more big round of applause for Rodney Perry, ladies and gentlemen. We'll talk, Rodney.
Rodney,
you,
check me out on Clubhouse as well, Rodney. I seen you.
I'll follow you right now, Sid.
Yeah,
Done.
check me out.
Yes,
Same
sir.
thing.
One more time, Rodney Perry, ladies and gentlemen. One more time.
No doubt.
Oh my God, what a show, guys.
Oh man.
Betsy, did you have a good time?
Rodney is such a sweetheart.
Super nice guy.
Such a nice guy.
And his honesty to share that story with us in a time like this, that he really was in a serious situation, man. That's like motivational. It was educational. He was able to be funny and find the comedy in it. Man, this was a great show, man. I love that. Like I say, you always hear me say it, man. You never know what emotion you're gonna get on the Funny Don't Stop show. Sid, let them know where they can find us at.
Yeah, you can check us out on youtube.com/The Funny Don't Stop Show. And y'all make sure y'all like and y'all subscribe. But more importantly, get the alerts if you're watching us on YouTube right now. Thumbs up on the page as well, because it helps the analytics and allow people to see the show. So you can check us out on Spotify. You can check us out on iHeartRadio. You can check us out on the Apple Podcasts. All these multiple platforms. More importantly, you can check our old episodes out, streaming all the time on Dash Radio. So.
And check out all our old episodes on our YouTube channel, The Funny Don't Stop Show.
Definitely.
And we appreciate all y'all. Raul, let them know where they can find you at, bro.
You can find me on the Big Goose, DAABIGGUZ.
That's what's up. Say it, Brass.
You can check me out at SEDBRASS.
Hey, and shout out to our boy Savvy. He wasn't able to be with us today, but he'll be back next week. I believe today's number is what, Raul? 96 or 95?
94, isn't it sad?
95.
Yeah, because last week was 94. We're going to get that 95 back up. Well, we got flagged last week. I don't know why, but
it should be up, though. I took care of that.
Okay, we're going to get that up.
I think it's up.
But we are closing in on 100, you guys. So I need all you guys to help me out with some cool ideas of what we can do for 100 show. Like I really want that. So and it'll be very exciting because it's a major accomplishment for all you guys that have been down with us since day one, and especially my team members, man. Like I couldn't thank you guys enough. Sid Brass, Raul Guzman, Betsy Cox, Savvy Amusing, man, it means a lot. But, we're all in this together. And you know what? What do I always say? Teamwork?
Makes the dream
work.
I didn't hear you. I said teamwork.
Makes the dream work.
What you say, Betsy? I said what? Teamwork?
Makes the dream work.
That's what I'm saying. And Betsy. Betsy, where can they find you at, Betsy?
You can find me at Bling and Betsy Comedy. If I ever don't have a dog emergency and I can get back on Instagram, okay?
Yes,
people?
yes. And my Instagram is at Funnyman Alex Thomas. But every single week you can find me right here at
The Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. Hey, the Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. The Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. The Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. Hey, the Funny Don't Stop Show. The Funny Don't Stop. Hey, the Funny Don't Stop.